tab, then she goes screaming, flying, tag of lights at the lights. Every night, you know, fight, take the sight, with the sights, baby shows, and the escapades. That's the arcade, pixelated party lesson, they unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves, anime dreams.
It's like a sugar-frosted bowl of Saturday goodness to wake you up at 7:30 in the morning. It's Tabletop Role-Playing Game Shoutout Saturday, my favorite day of the week. That isn't every other day of the week. Actually, I don't have a favorite day of the week. I should. That's the 4th day of January. We've made it 4 whole days of 2025. Oh my God, we've only got 3,000 more to go, and we should be fine. Yay! And it's on Saturday. We take a look at some tabletop role-playing game YouTube type content creators who I generally think are fun and cool or weird or different. They're just trying to get them some attention, help them grow their channels, and maybe in return they come over and say hi to us. I don't know. Is it working since we started this experiment? Have I helped anybody get any more subs to their channel? Has any of these people come over to my channel? I don't know, but it's fun. And occasionally we stumble across something that's really cool. So it's worth it. And occasionally somebody reaches out to us. Question, case in point, Clever Recluse Games LLC. This is a game company who's doing a Kickstarter for their role-playing game called I Am Minotaur. I Am Minotaur. And they sent me a PDF of a bit of it to go over. And I'm interviewing them on Monday at 10 a.m. on the stream. So we can find out all about what it is like to be a Minotaur in the world of tabletop role-playing game in 2025. You know, do you feel seen as a Minotaur? Do you feel like your needs as a Minotaur are being addressed by the tabletop role-playing game community? Because, you know, I'm playing a Minotaur assassin, which makes no sense. And I don't know, it's difficult being a Minotaur. It's difficult being 70 feet tall and 300 pounds of you know, bipedal bovine in a world not designed, right? It's like you're walking through a china shop. So I'll be interested to see what the Minotaur view of the world is on Monday. They've only got a couple of videos and they're mostly geared towards their role-playing game and their Kickstarter. I'll include a link of the Kickstarter down below. And then again, I'll have them on Monday on 10 a.m. talking all about their game, what it's like to be a clever recluse, and what it's like to be a Minotaur in 2025 tabletop role-playing games world. Let's give them a like, share, and subscribe. But damn, I am very tired today and a little addle-pated, so that's always fun. The brain is not working at 100% this morning. I already had 1 cup of tea because apparently coffee is giving me a heartburn, so I got to give up on coffee. Eek. Tea I know there's people out there like, tea, man, oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. I just no, it's hot water on leaves. I mean, I could barely tolerate hot water on ground up beans, but hot water on leaves, I don't know. We'll keep trying. Maybe I just have to find the right tea. Do you have a tea? Guys, recommend it. Moving on, we have RPG Shan, who I thought I'd shouted out before, but if I haven't, hello. And if I have, well, he's on the list today, so let's give him a shout out again. He's got 1.64 subscribers, 331 videos, and he does games about stuff that aren't D&D. And recently he's done some things about the West Marches. And I don't know if this is directly or indirectly connected to Sean's video about the West Marches, but conversations about the West Marches have exploded in the Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, TTRPG comment world. Nothing really negative, thankfully, or really positive, just more like curiosity and just acknowledging the West March thing. So West March's style play used to be a thing for a while, and then maybe it was, we were just calling it something else, and now it seems to be back, and he made a video about it. But he also makes a video about all sorts of other tabletop role-playing games. People keep saying, show us a channel that does other things besides just D&D, and Sean's doing it. He's got Mothership. Here's Forbidden Lands. Notion, I think that's a program. Forbidden Lands. Vassen. Forbidden Lands. Mega Dungeon. Oh, we're doing the Mega Dungeon 23? That's a year ago, dude. Yeah. West Marches. Dungeon Crawl Classes, my personal favorite horror role-playing game. So he tries to cover the wide gamut of tabletop role-playing games and tabletop role-playing games computer apps. Here you can see he's using one right here. So yeah, Shan doesn't just do D&D, he does everything. Whatever falls across his curious brain, it looks like he digs deep into, and that's nice to see. He doesn't just do cursory, but he dedicates several videos to the product if he's deciding to dive into that swimming pool of that specific product. So yeah, I would highly recommend it if you're really curious about one of the games he's covered. Let's see if he has playlists. I had to check if I was really recording or not, but I am. So yeah, here's his advice, tools, different games. Here's, Forbidden Lands, Delta Green. DC Unsanctioned. Advice. He's only dedicated 2 playlists to the different games he's covered, but it's obvious he's covered more than just 2. So yeah. Shan, I'd give you a like, share, and subscribe, but I already have given you a like, share, and subscribe, which makes me feel like I already gave you a shout out, but somehow you're on the list. So who knows? Maybe the list doesn't remember I gave you a shout out, or I'm thinking of a different RPG Shan, whatever. Thank you for making awesome tabletop role-playing game content. Shan, we appreciate you. Well, at least I appreciate you. Moving on. We've got Tiffany. We got the Tiffany Zone. Tiffany has 780 subscribers, 537 videos. Let's help her get some more. She does scale models and Warhammer, model kits, wargaming minis, board games, and RPGs. Oh, I love watching people build minis. And right here, she's got this little boat here. She is referring to herself as a trans woman. If that's something that upsets you, well, go fuck yourself. But yeah, so that might piss some people off who are anti-trans. I'm not. I embrace you and welcome you with open arms to the trans community. Hopefully you are happier where you are now in your life. That statement will get me in trouble. But yeah, okay. So we got her doing different games that she's built. Here is a cool looking pirate ship that she did. Here's some reviews. Here's some more reviews. I'd like to see some more model building, but the pirate ship was cool. Here's a monster she built, some kind of tank she built. Here's another monster she built. Here's a weird looking Jin she built, I think. Another monster, a mecha. So yeah, we've got just a cross section of things she's built and modules and reviews, but mostly crafting. Crafting is cool. I like watching crafting, and then seeing the craft when it's done and just looking at these people who have way more talent than I do. So thank you, Tiffany, for doing crafting videos and letting people know that these things are out there. And, maybe they're a little intimidating to people, but it looks like Tiffany does a pretty good job of making them much more approachable. I did see one yesterday on somebody's channel, and I was like, there's no way in hell you're going to build that, dude. It was this gigantic thing. It was like a dragon, and it had like a city on top of it. And it just, thousands of teeny little parts. It was like, no, I could never do it. I have like sausage fingers. That's probably one of the reasons why I mistype so many words, but God love you if you can. If you have the skill, talent, dedication, time, and patience to build these things, chef's kiss. Just appreciate you so much. Appreciate your talent. Looking forward to seeing your videos, especially videos of you building things. So there we go. Tiffany, here's a like. Share and subscribe. But damn, moving on. We've got another one who I thought I already shouted out, but the algorithm says I haven't yet, so can't argue with the algorithm. It's never wrong. This is Dungeons and Dyslexia. He's a fellow member of the Dyslexia Brigade. Hello, welcome. I would love to talk to you sometime about how dyslexia affected your tabletop role-playing game experience from day one till today, and what led you to doing a channel about dyslexia. Anyways, he's got 488 subscribers, 168 videos. He does a lot of, different games. Here's one about Dark Sun, Dungeons and Dragons, Solomon Kane. I didn't even know if there was a Solomon Kane. Dungeons of Darkheim, that one I worked on. The Evil Dead role-playing game. Do have some news on the Evil Dead role-playing game. The Evil Dead role-playing game people have said that it's only in 5e now to draw attention to it, but once they get enough attention to it, they are planning on releasing it with a different system that is more appropriate for an Evil Dead role-playing game. They at least acknowledge that 5e is not the system for their game, but they're intelligent enough to know that you got to get them to the door with the trail of breadcrumbs before you open the door and show them the real cake. That sentence made sense. Oh my God, what is wrong with my brain this morning? So yeah, different looks, horror games, Conan, 2D6, Cipher System. So Dungeons and Dyslexia does a lot of different videos about different games, which is always nice to see. And I assume he also talks about dyslexia, growing up dyslexic, being a dyslexic gamer, how dyslexia affected his gaming life. If you can hear the sound of my voice, wherever you are out there, I would love to sit down and do an interview with you, sir, at some point in time about your dyslexic journey in tabletop role-playing games, because my personal dyslexic journey, which is never ending, and other people's dyslexic journey with tabletop role-playing game, it would be interesting to compare and contrast depending upon where he lived and what time he grew up, and what type of support networks he had, as opposed to growing up in the 70s and 80s in the California public school system, where they had no idea what dyslexia or special needs war, and they just put people like me in the special class in the library. Yeah. So I'd just give him a like, share, and subscribe, but I already have. So Dungeons and Dyslexia, hello, and thank you for making awesome tabletop role-playing game content and for addressing the topic of dyslexia and stuff. Moving on. We have another one who's definitely a little controversial, but he's a member of the Legion of Garraby Dislikers and the Legion of Condor Dislikers. So that's two. So that's awesome. And he makes videos about just sort of a hodgepodge of stuff. Role-playing, worldview. He's hard to describe. I think I had a dust up with him last year over something. I don't remember why. He told me he was unsubscribing from my channel in a post for some reason. He's sort of just a hodgepodge of things that he talks about. When he talks about gaming stuff, it's usually pretty good. And he's definitely a deep thinker, and his thought patterns are often scattered. But when he gets on point, he has got a lot to say. There's definitely some smarts in that brain there. So yeah, and for some reason, algorithm. So we'll give him a like, share, and subscribe, and say thank you for making content. He's got 283 subs, 122 videos. He had some interesting things to say about the Red Room last year. He's had his dust-ups with Garraby and Condor and a few others. So he's, good stuff. Good stuff. Maybe not for everybody, but good stuff. Okay. Thought there was one more, but nope, there wasn't. Shan, Clever Recluse, Tiffany, Dungeons of Dyslexia, this guy, and yeah, okay. So finally, you got to do our shout out to our VTuber of the week, because as you know, this idea came to me from VTubers. This is Doki Bird. I've only seen her pop up once or twice on VSojos, but she seemed generally cool, musically inclined, very talented, very smart, very funny. Don't know a lot about her yet because she's not a VSojo member, and I tend to focus on members of VSojo or those connected to VSojo. So I need to, spread out and explore a few more VTubers and see if there's anybody who isn't in VSojo who's doing the same type of positive, fun, goofy content that I appreciate. Doki has 510 videos on this server. It has over 8,006 subs, so doesn't really need a shout out and subscribe from me because it looks like Doki is doing pretty good. But if you're looking for a fun, quirky, talented, not too lewd, this might be a good starter YouTuber for you, or not. I recommend you, most people, if you're an adult, you could probably okay starting with, Iron Mouse. But if you're like, for the youngins out there who are interested in learning about it, Iron Mouse might be a little bit too foul-mouthed occasionally, but there's definitely others ones out there, and we appreciate all of them. Well, most of them. I haven't run across a VTuber yet that I dislike or think is really weird. There's a few that are like a little sus and like, a little bit more all about the tiddlies and the, give me money and I'll show you my. But for the most part, everyone I've seen and spent more than 5 seconds checking out seems to be generally cool and worth your time. So thank you, Doki Bird. Like, share, and subscribe. Not that it'll help, and I seriously doubt, somebody said I should stop shouting out larger channels because it doesn't really do anything for them, and it doesn't really do anything for me, and focus on the smaller channels. And, mostly for the tabletop, I focus on the smallers. But let's face it, at this point in time in the VTubing universe, the chances of me running across somebody who's got less than several thousand subs are slim. You never know, but it could happen. And that is it for today. Those are all our tabletop role-playing game YouTube content creators for this week that are available on the Tube of Views. I have links to each and every one of them down below, and a link to the Clever Recluse Games I Am Minotaur Kickstarter down below if you're interested in checking out a role-playing game where you get to be a Minotaur. Or I guess those who work with Minotaurs or those who work against Minotaurs. Or maybe it's just a role-playing game about what it's like to be a Minotaur in a world that doesn't appreciate them. It's like the X-Men, but just Minotaurs. I don't know. We'll find out on Monday. Till next time, I'm the OG GM. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining me. If you appreciate me doing this every Saturday, let me know. If you've got a channel you want me to shout out, or if you want to come on and do some interview type related nonsense with me, let me know. And of course, if you never want to see me do this ever again, let me know. Try and do it in a way that isn't insulting and degrading and name calling. But, if you don't like what I'm doing and you'd like to see me stop, it helps me understand what you and the algorithm want to see, right? I don't know who plays more importance in the tabletop role-playing game community, whether it's the algorithm or the actual people. I think the algorithm's winning. But, hopefully if this reaches even one voice out there who goes, I think you're awesome, OG GM, I'm doing my job. And if I can get any one of these people a sub because of this every Saturday, I'm doing my job, right? And maybe I'm making the tabletop role-playing game community in YouTube a slightly better place to hang out. I don't know. Maybe it's working. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can. Though with the way my brain's degrading lately, I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be. But while it is, here we go.
Television buzz, screaming flies, tiger flies, and the lights. Every night, fight, take the sides, with the sides, baby shows, and the escapades. That's the arcade, pixelated horror lesson, they unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, brushing seams, city gleams, dancing screams, endless streams, let's extreme. Saturday gleams, so our day gleams, so it seems nothing rings. Raise the channel, riot loud, crowd unbound.